on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Today I am so excited to be joined by, as you can see, Boss on the channel. Boss, what's up, man? It's gonna be like your 10th time on the channel, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Ash. What about you?
I'm hanging in there, man. Are you you doing pretty well? Are you still like on quarantine and stuff, or how you hanging in there?
I'm doing all right, personally. It's been kind of a nice break from school because I have online classes 2 days a week. Rest is kind of independent work, but overall, less work in general, and I've had more time to kind of grind Clash Royale, which is nice.
Yeah, man, it seems like outside looking in, it seems like you've gotten a lot better recently. You've always been a really, really good player, obviously, but it seems like, since you had the new account, up until now, I feel like you've gotten to be, I see a lot of comments recently being like, bring Boss back on, bring Boss back on. So, you're welcome to those people requesting Boss in the comments. And beyond that, man, what about you? Like, do you feel like you've gotten a lot better as a player recently?
Well, actually, I got my best finish last season. I finished 5th in the world using Sparky. My previous best finish before that was 6th, and I just feel like I definitely have gotten better because I feel like with a game like Clash, really to learn all the interactions, especially with all the balance changes that happen every season, the more time you put in the game, you're generally going to improve quite a lot. So I would say I have not only in ladder, but also I would say in competitive as well.
Awesome, man. That's really cool. So it's just basically you attribute that to learning the interactions and stuff more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, rinse and repeat, kind of the repetitive nature of playing a lot is what basically makes you, the best you've ever been right now.
Yeah. Also, I just really enjoy playing the game too. I feel like another thing is motivation. If you're really motivated to maybe get a new best finish or just be a better player, it really helps too.
Yeah, did you play Sparky Rage or just a Sparky Goblin Giant? Or a Sparky Giant?
It was Sparky Earthquake, actually, because last season there was a lot of Goblin Hut and Barbarian Hut, so Earthquake was better versus those buildings, but I think this season Sparky Rage is going to be better.
Okay, well, you're a content creator, obviously. All the links for Boss you need, the YouTube stream, everything in the show notes will all be linked there for you guys. I just wanted to kind of ask in general before we move into this deck, which is kind of a double bait deck, Fireball and Small Spells. I wanted to ask you what you think is like these decks that we see on the very top of ladder or in CRL in the pro scene. Do you think that they translate well to kind of mid ladder or like mid high ladder? Do you think that they translate well?
I really think they do, especially if you have the, card levels to use them. I think often what happens is people end up using their highest level cards, so they're unable to use a deck that is really solid in the meta. But I think typically a deck that's used on high ladder is also going to be very good in mid ladder, assuming you have the correct card levels, because it's just overall, ends up having a lot of strong cards in it. Like, for example, this deck, the delivery, I think no matter what trophy range you're at, if you have that delivery, leveled up, it's just going to be effective wherever you're using it.
My delivery is level 11, dude. Is that too low? I still kind of use it. I still think it's that strong. Like, what do you think?
I'm going to be honest. I think a level 11 delivery is, obviously some interactions are going to be different, but I see tons of people in the top even 100 or even top 50. There might be 1 or 2 people using a level 12 delivery. Yeah. So if you're at,
I'm certainly not there, so it's okay. Yeah.
I think if you're like, if you're 6,000 wherever, 5,000, a level 11, I think would definitely be good enough for sure.
Okay. Do you think the card needs a nerf? Because Seth came out recently and said it was on his radar. I personally don't think it does, but I'm curious to see what you think.
So he gave a couple of options of what the nerf should be. I actually replied to what he said. So one of them was a 10% damage nerf, and I think that would be, if he is thinking of nerfing it, the best nerf. The other option was a knockback nerf. Another was like the recruit just takes longer to spawn. And I think another was a radius nerf. I think those might kill the card. So I was thinking a 10% damage nerf would be okay, considering it got a 27% damage buff. I think if it were to have 10 taken away, it would still, be a 17% buff after that kind of exchange. So I feel like 10% would be the best thing to do to nerf the card.
Okay, would 10% still kill minions at the same level? Do you know?
I believe so, because it deals so much damage. I could actually check right now.
Yeah, sure. While you check, if you can do 2 things at once, I probably couldn't. Tell us a little bit about why you like this deck so much. We're going to be playing it live from here on out, guys.
Oh, it definitely deals enough damage for sure.
Okay, cool.
After that nerf.
So why do you like this deck, dude? Why don't you go ahead and actually search for a ladder match and talk about why you like it while you search? Because who knows how long it will take.
I really just kind of enjoy it because, I don't know, I've kind of been a fan of Royal Hog decks. I think it's a pretty just kind of safe deck to use, and I really like the bait aspect to this deck because you have, the Flying Machine, you have the Royal Hogs to bait out larger spells, and then you have the Bats and Snowball to bait out smaller spells. And Heal Spirit can really come in clutch, healing up your Royal Hogs if they get fireballed, maybe the Flying Machine if it gets some kind of damage dealt to it. And what I really like about the Flying Machine is you can snipe like bomb towers from across the bridge, and overall it can be really annoying for your opponent to deal with.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think that if people don't have like Flying Machine and the Royal Delivery card leveled up for this deck, in terms of substitutions, maybe just like arrows and, I don't know, Magic Archer or something, do you still want that Fireball bait element?
I would say so. Okay,
Valkyrie Bomb Tower, just what you wanted.
Yeah. I decided not to Earthquake because I don't usually be too aggressive early on, but I'm thinking I should have since he was really aggressive with the balloon. But yeah, I feel like, arrows would be a decent sub for the delivery. I think that's what you said, or it was the delivery. What would be a good sub?
Yeah,
or maybe
arrows, or maybe Snowball.
But then your defense would obviously be, it would be a little harder to defend some things, but I still think it would be a pretty solid substitute.
All right. So you're going against Miner Balloon, which is kind of back in the meta. It feels like everything's kind of meta viable right now, so you're putting a lot of pressure opposite lane here.
Yeah, pretty interesting that he has Ice Wizard. He's got NATO. It's not the Loon Cycle with Musk. That's generally what I see most Loon Cycle decks have, but he's got kind of like a Ice Wiz NATO variant, which is a little interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. He has a lot of strong defense between the Ice Wiz, NATO, Bomb Tower, Valkyrie. Like, how the heck are you gonna get through this? But you have so far so good, I guess.
Yeah, well, we kind of just outcycled his Bomb Towers, so I'm gonna throw in another set of Royal Hogs. What I like about this deck is your cycle's so quick. So have a Bomb Tower, you can outcycle it, and yeah, this is a good amount of damage. And I just remember too, he's got the Valk, so Valk, Bomb Tower, NATO, a lot of splash. But my cycle is gonna be faster than his, so it allows me to get a bunch of chip damage in early on.
It's funny because he has like the cheap cards too. He does have skeletons in there as well, so we'll see. Nice delivery there. Delivery is strong. What do you think about the meta in general right now, boss? You happy with it? Unhappy?
Oh, I think the meta is really good. I think the last balance changes were some of the best we've had in a really long time. I think the correct cards got nerfed, and I do like the delivery getting kind of a buff because I feel like it's never had a chance in the spotlight, yet. But I definitely think for sure it is a little too strong right now. But I think a very small nerf would be good.
Okay. I'll let you focus here down the stretch. 15 seconds remaining. No big spell in his deck, so no big spell in your deck either. We'll see.
Just 2 more Earthquakes, unless these Hogs can get enough damage, which is very likely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oof. There you go. GG's, boss. Way to start with a win, man. So let's back up. Go ahead and search for another match, but while you do, talk a little bit about strategic keys. You said you regretted not going a little bit more aggressive because he did go aggressive with the balloon, but generally speaking, you mentioned it. This is a really kind of sneaky, strong defensive deck too, right? You have the Zap Bait, you have, the delivery, you have the Flying Machine. So kind of how are you playing in the early game with this deck? Are you ever starting out with Royal Hogs or?
So I don't usually start the game off with Royal Hogs at the bridge, but let's say I cycle maybe a Goblin Cage and they're leaking a little bit of elixir and I can tell they're running a heavy deck. Then usually after they'll play a card, I'll send maybe Royal Hogs in opposite lane. Because typically with this deck, you are going to be pretty aggressive since your deck is fairly cheap. You have a pretty fast cycle. But what's nice about this deck is you have the Goblin Cage in the delivery, so you have solid defense, allowing you to, after going in really aggressively, to defend for pretty cheap. That's what's really good about
absolutely.
Delivery in it.
So he starts off with Magic Archer and the Ewiz.
Yeah, I don't have a delivery and cycle. I had to cycle a couple cards.
Okay. So Bar Barrel, man. What do you think this dude's playing?
It's probably some sort of bridge spam deck. Maybe he has Royal Hogs. It could be Ram Rider. That would be my guess.
Okay.
But I'm not entirely sure yet.
Okay. So just kind of playing it cool here. Do you ever split Royal Hogs with this deck or not? Is that not a move you do a lot?
Typically I don't. I feel like it's very weird because I think in the past we've had a lot of Royal Hog decks where you would split them. For whatever reason, I just feel like this Royal Hog deck, you don't tend to split them because you want to usually play them all same lane if you have like a flying machine down or something like that. And oh my gosh, Heal Spirit healed up all the hogs.
Dude, Heal Spirit's so strong, huh?
Yeah. I heard a couple of people saying that Heal Spirit might need a nerf. I don't think it does. I just think it's just extremely strong.
I think OP Sam came on the channel earlier this season. He said it was the strongest card in the entire game, in his opinion.
Wow, I mean, I
He
can't
didn't say
say...
it needed a nerf. He just said it was the strongest card. It's the utility that provides for one elixir, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like people were saying, remember when the skeletons
Yeah,
were...
yeah.
It's kind of like that type of thing. For one elixir, the amount of value it gets is just insane.
So this Ram Rider is crazy. Like, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Ram Rider is kind of everywhere, I feel like. There's a really fast Ram Rider cycle deck going around. This deck's going back around. Ram Rider's definitely back.
Yeah, I don't know why, because was not too strong for a while. I think it has to do with the Magic Archer coming back, because it just pairs so well with it.
Yeah. So playing a little bit of kind of defense through offense there. Oop.
Delivery was late. That rage threw me off a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, Lumberjack's back too, I think, because of Mini P.E.K.K.A. Nice job deflecting your Heal Spirit there too by the opponent. Sick Lord. So you get some decent damage here, but only 24, 23 seconds left. Nice Goblin Cage. Magic Archer is such a pain. But you just go in, man. Relentless here with the pressure. Also, are you back to... Ooh. Oh, boss.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Jeez. The Magic Archers, I was worried they were going to take my tower.
Dude, that is insane. GG's, man.
Oh, my
gosh. Let's go ahead and do another live, man. You're killing it. And also, so now you're 218 in the world. Geez, why are you playing? Because I asked you what decks you're having success with, and you chose this one. Why didn't you go with a Sparky deck? You don't think this is good? Or you think this
Do you want me to
better?
search for another game?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, I really like Sparky, but the thing is Royal Delivery, what I noticed after trying it out a little bit, Royal Delivery is really good for Sparky. It takes out, I think, at least a third of the Sparky's health. It just serves as a good tank for it for 3 elixir, because obviously it has the shield.
2 shots, yeah.
Shoot it twice.
That's true. All right, so Capgun, really solid player.
Yeah, he's really good. He runs a lot of different cycle decks, but he's actually running Lava Hound,
Wow.
so what a pressure opposite lane here.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you what to do against Lava Hound, like in between matches. So I'm glad that we're facing it here.
This could be tough depending on what his spells are, but the delivery often gets some good value. It depends kind of what his spells are, how this match is gonna go.
Yeah, we'll see. So are you gonna be holding delivery for Lava Hound pops?
Usually, that's what I usually do.
Okay, but here, okay.
Like, wow, he surprisingly played the miner in the front, so I was able to hit everything there. And he doesn't have barbarians in cycles, so I'm actually gonna go in here really aggressive.
And if he had a fireball or something, he likely would have used it against your flying machine. So
yeah, I think with him having minions and minion horde, I don't think he has a fireball.
Arrows, I think.
As wow, really aggressive on his end. It's actually super aggressive. The balloon might get 1 connection, but I still think it was a really aggressive play.
Yeah, this looks like the Luis DR deck, kind of.
Yeah, there was some guy, I think maybe his name was like Lava Master or something. He got to #1 with this exact deck, I think, a couple days ago.
It's super. This is a really challenging deck to go against. Like, if it gets out of control, it's just like overwhelming with the double minions bait in there. So now you do split the hogs.
Yeah, I will say I'm actually glad this kind of situation happened. When you have a tower that's really weak, you'll sometimes split to finish them off, because really there's no sense of playing them all in the weaker tower when you know 2 is going to be enough to take it out. because they're not going to over defend, obviously, to defend a very weak tower when there's just, you know, 2 Royal Hogs.
Yeah, so we don't know his last card. He does zap so far for a spell. Only barbarians and minor for ground cards. Let's see what he does here.
I think it's probably arrows, because I don't think, yeah, because I was going to say that this is the exact deck Lava Master was using.
Yeah. Nice, get into another cage.
Oof, the balloon doesn't get a hit. Oh. My goodness. Barely got a shot off.
Oh man, how did that happen? I thought for sure you were going to defend there.
Yeah.
It felt like you had it. All right, so now he has advantage. You're going to go in.
Yeah, I feel like at this point I just have to be super aggressive and try to prevent him from building up a lava push. It's kind of my only chance.
Right? Yeah, because he couldn't. Oh boy. Yeah, this feels challenging. I like it though. Able to cycle all the way back again. Earthquake comes down again. 1 second remaining. You have a shot to get one more kind of hogs in. And here it goes. Yikes. Get that earthquake.
No!
Oh!
I didn't have the elixir.
Dude, that was so close, man.
Wow.
Oh, that was a nail biter at the very end. I was on the edge of my seat. GG's though, man. Want to do one more, then coach me for a match?
Sure.
All right, cool. How do you handle like against a golem deck? Is it the same kind of thing where you go all out, like opposite lane, or do you have to save elixir for defense? Like that's what, when I run a Royal Hogs against golem, I always get super worried that I'm going to overcommit with like 6 elixir with Heal Spirit and Royal Hogs opposite lane, you know?
Yeah, so versus golem, this golem deck, or this Royal Hog deck doesn't actually have a lot of DPS. You see it doesn't have Mini P.E.K.K.A in it or Hunter.
Yeah.
So golem is definitely a bit trickier than if you have one of the other Royal Hog variants, but there's not a lot of golem in the top 200. But I feel like the way you'd want to verse it is you go opposite lane, and you really have to rely on getting good value out of your Goblin Cage, I feel like, and your delivery on their golem pushes, like delivery on their Night Witch maybe, and then use your Spear Goblins and all that to distract their Lumberjacks and stuff like that. But you are going to be going pretty aggressive for sure in single.
Yeah. I always struggle against golem, even golem and mid ladder. It feels like it might be everywhere to some people I know, but it's still only around, it's less than 10% use rate. So if that's your worst matchup and you're running it 1 out of every 10 battles, then I guess it's not the end of the world. But here's the Sparky deck. So if anybody knows how to defend against Sparky, it should be you, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
no pressure.
I don't know. I guess it kind of, it of course depends on the Sparky variant, but you typically get some good value out of the delivery.
Mm-hmm. So he's going really, really aggressive here, and it might work out for him. Let's see.
That's all dead. So
nice.
I would go in here with Royal Hogs, but the thing is since he has Dark Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see, because it would be good to go in on offense since he doesn't have a Spark and Cycle. I think he needs one more card till he's back. So I think I'll go in here. I'm not gonna Earthquake. Oh.
Yeah, he zapped.
Cycle. Yeah. I must have missed the zap.
That's okay though. You'll still get a tower.
Yeah.
Very close.
Oof. Yes. Yeah, so probably gonna Goblin Giant. He might Goblin Giant opposite lane. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
Or same lane. We'll see. As Sparky, same. Okay. When I use Sparky, I'll often do a split lane push. Like I'll have the Sparky on one lane and then go on all in others, so they have to defend both.
Okay.
But you can see with, this is what I was talking about, the delivery just so strong versus the Sparky. And
wow,
before this Sparky deck, or Sparky before the delivery would do so good versus pretty much all Royal Hog decks because you just have such a hard time stopping it.
Yeah, getting past it, yeah.
But
now with the delivery there, yeah, you can totally see in this matchup, like both of those pushes, the first one I was super worried, the second one I was a little worried, but you've made it look pretty easy both times. Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Dude.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's just...
Oh my god, are you worried here, or do you feel like you have this under control? Good god, man.
To be honest, whenever there is a Sparky push, I get very worried.
Okay, good. You're human?
I do get worried, because Sparky's the type of deck It's like when you play versus Sparky, it pretty much doesn't matter what you're using unless you have a rocket. You always have to be just super careful every time you're playing defense, because just one mistake and you lose your tower. It just happens so many times.
Totally empathize with that. All right, man, I want to give the deck a try. You ready to coach me up?
Yep.
All right, here we go. I have it selected. Only thing I don't have leveled up again is the Royal Delivery, but we should be fine here. We're not even at 6,000 trophies, so here we go. Let's go. So my starting hand is Royal Delivery, Royal Hogs, Goblin Cage, and Bats. Should I just chill?
Goblin Cage is the best starting play.
Well, now it's especially the best starting play. All right, that was a little bit, kind of bad placement there.
Won't get much damage. It's fine.
So, should I attack with my Royal Hogs here?
I would actually go in with Hogs and Heal Spirit because he has his Dark Prince out of cycle. He just used it, so it would be a good opportunity to get some damage in. But of course, we don't know the rest of his deck yet.
Sure, sure.
And then Delivery should shut all this down.
Okay.
Even at level 11, just the amount of damage it's dealing is insane.
It's pretty crazy. All right, so he has Zap in hand. That sucks. He's gonna get a connection here. Nope.
Ooh, barely doesn't. Get the Ram to connect.
Yeah. All right, so he has Dark Prince in hand again. So I'm just gonna chill. I haven't played a flying machine yet. When and where am I typically playing this flying machine? Like in back of my king tower? Or?
Usually cycling it in the back, unless you have a Royal Hog push going in, then maybe you'll play it on the at the bridge to support them. But usually just in the back.
Should I split Hogs here?
I'd actually go Hogs in front of the flying machine if you can get them down in time, because he poisoned it and that's not going to kill. So he has to deal with it.
Okay, so he uses his Zap. That's cool with me. I think I'm just going to go ahead and just play a Spirit here. And I think that should be enough, hopefully.
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't have let that all go. I was figuring I'll just save for a Goblin Cage.
I actually think it was a good play because look at how much damage you dealt to your left tower. It's good to have damage, especially if they're not doing as much to the to your right tower. You had so much to the left.
Okay, so now I feel like we can go in here. He has E-Wiz, but I'm gonna Earthquake. I don't know if this is too aggressive, but he has Bats too. Skeletons, sweet. All right, that worked. Get a Goblin Cage back. Play this high. I'm not playing enough Royal Delivery, I feel like.
There you go.
There we go. Was that too aggressive? Yeah, you can say this.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much fine because there's only 10 seconds left. I feel like his last card has to be P.E.K.K.A, but he just hasn't used it.
I guess so. I didn't realize he had a last card. That's how much I suck. Yeah. I'm like, okay, this guy's clearly playing P.E.K.K.A bridge spam without the P.E.K.K.A. All right, boss. Well, I felt like this deck felt really good. One thing I did notice, though, is that I was reluctant to use the Royal Delivery for some reason. Like, I think I should have gotten more use out of it. What about you? Do you think any other, issues with my gameplay?
Oh, no. Besides that, I think you played it pretty well. You went in with Royal Hogs when you should have, when you didn't have the Dark Prince in cycle usually. But Royal Delivery, I feel like this is why, if you remember, when it first came out, everyone was saying it was really bad, takes way too long to spawn. I definitely think it's the type of card that takes some getting used to because unlike other spells, it does, have that little bit of a drop delay. And obviously it just takes a little bit of practice. But I think if you maybe run it in some classic challenges or friendlies, learn the drop time, you'll realize it's really, really useful after you get used to it.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, again, congratulations on finishing 5th last season. Way to go, man. Boss puts out amazing content, guys. Make sure you check him out. Subscribe to his YouTube, follow his Twitch, his Twitter information, his player stats and profile, thanks to statsroyale.com. Everything will be in the show notes below. Also, do you have a creator code, man? Is it Boss?
No, I don't have a creator code
Oh,
yet.
my bad, dude. I was trying to plug
Okay.
you. Hey, we're gonna get you a creator code. Drew, if you're watching, hook the man up. But Boss, thank you so much. Any shout outs or final words before we let you go, man?
None that I can think of as of now. Just thanks again for having me on, as always.
No problem, man. It's my pleasure. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, support my man Boss in the show notes below, and check out the deck. Use it. It will be linked in the deck link as with all my videos in the description below. A huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out his information as well. Guys, thank you for watching all the way till the end. I appreciate you. And as always, take care, guys.